name is Allie Belzer. I am a licensed professional counselor, a specialist in experiential education, and a clinical adventure therapist.
My name is Amanda Reedy, a licensed clinical social worker working as a mental health therapist. We believe therapy is a great tool for healing. However, we want to demystify what healing can look like, as in our experience, people care for themselves in creative, intuitive, and determined ways.
Each episode, we will get curious about healing that is outside traditional talk therapy and deconstruct how healing can be a practice that is innate to who we are. Just as singing is to birds and making honey is to bees, it's just what we do. Let's get it. What's been your therapy lately?
My therapy has been taking a real coach approach to my life, which we talked about last week.
Integral coach? Or what do you mean? Life coach?
No, of my internal coach, just handing them some shit that I'm not responsible to take care of. So, because I got the coach about the body stuff that really doesn't let me talk bad about myself. So I was like, oh, that same energy works when you say like, it's not safe for me to have social media on my phone. And I realized I talked like that too, because Nick was trying to tell me this story about Criminal Minds. And he's like, oh, my friend is talking about Criminal Minds. Don't you like that show? And I said, I'm not allowed to watch that show, but sure, tell me what you're talking about. And he's like, what do you mean you're not allowed to watch the show? I'm like, I'm not allowed to watch Criminal Minds.
Yes.
So that is helpful. I'm like, sometimes I believe and feel in my heart that fluidity is the answer to everything. No rigidity. Keep it loose. Keep it gray. The mysteries lie in the right. Yeah. And like parts of me need rigidity.
That actually it makes you feel safe. That to exist within a structure that could hold you.
I just wouldn't even go so generously. I need safety, and this helps me feel safe. It's like your brain is worms and can't be made can't be responsible for making healthy decisions. So we're gonna stop arguing about it.
You're just not allowed to
I'm just not allowed. Well, yeah, of course. I've not been allowed to watch Criminal Minds for years because I still have nightmares about Criminal Minds episodes that I have seen, 10 years ago.
Yeah, at 2 p.m.
Midday. Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
High noon.
Yeah, cannot watch scary shows.
Still sticky.
Yeah. But, so I'm just taking a real coach approach where I'm like, you're not allowed to have Instagram on your phone.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go, I have that recipe I need to look up, and you're not allowed to have Instagram on your phone. I go, okay. When you're right. And then, I'm letting that part take over some of the obsessive parts that when I get stuck on a story, that part just say, we're not talking about it. Stop talking about it in even my own head. Yeah. And it seems harsh, but I feel a lot of positive intent from it. It's not mean,
but it's a coach.
It's a coach. It's not a critic.
No.
It's not even, it's just clear direction.
I can see something from this side of the pitch.
Yeah.
That you're not clued into.
Right.
And I'll tell you when to tighten down those lines.
Exactly. Sure. It's just a quick bitch, point your toes, walk your shoulders, whatever, in a cheer gymnastics metaphor that I'm a little more comfortable with. It's also, I've taken it over where it's like, leave the room. I'm listening to it and it says walk outside. You're overstimulated.
Yes.
Right? And it's not arguing. It's not getting stuck in I'm stuck in this story and this is happening to me and the kids won't shut up and this. And I'm I haven't slept enough and that's why I don't have access to self. And it's just go outside.
Yeah.
And
have a snack.
Yeah. Walk away.
Yeah.
I feel like that energy, that coach energy is just helping me. It's been I wouldn't say it's been kind. It has no judgment nor It's not saying, you lazy piece of shit, I cannot
No.
believe you did this. It's just clear.
Point your toes.
Clear is kind. And it's saying,
Yes.
no. It's no arguing. It's a hard stop.
Oh,
That doesn't work for you.
that's good energy right now. Hard, clear lines.
Yeah. I got other really adaptive parts that will find ways around that.
Sure.
But girls got to have a code. Okay. So I'm like, what's my code? I need a code.
That's it. Code energy. Like
Yeah.
the principles you live by rather than the rigidity that you live within or the rules that you live within.
Yeah. It's just a code about how to take care of yourself better.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But I need coach energy to have access eventually to
the whimsy.
To the whimsy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That loves the magic of life. That everything's just a little mystical flower. Which I miss when in the moments of overstimulation with the kids, I go to distraction from phone. Then I feel like I'm missing out on life.
Yes.
On the magic. So coach approach, that's my therapy this week.
I love that.
That coach is also helping me just instead of lament in the time of day I get up. It's just like, get up. Stop fighting it. Get up. On your feet, soldier. Get up.
Just get
Stop
up. Don't
fighting
fight
the
it.
day. Just go downstairs. Enjoy a morning without the toddler and just have time with the baby. Just get up. Yeah. You're like, but I have something in my brain like, I don't want to start my day until 7. But the baby's like, it's starting. We're awake, whether you acknowledge it or not.
Well, there is something to be said for the parts of us that deny our reality for the sake of our ideal.
Yes, because I think I'm like, oh no, this will just, I like to say, oh, I'm active resting. Right?
And by that you mean I'm lying down and my heart rate is 140
and I'm
beats per
minute. I'm so mad at the cutest little monster in the morning. Because I really don't just want to start the day. It's hard to just start it. Yeah. But it's better when I do it. When
You're
I just
stonewalling the day.
Yeah, I do. I kind of am stonewalling the day. So just start the day. That's part of the coach approach. No social media on the phone. Go outside. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's been working for you? What's your therapy been?
I've been reading the second book of Emily of New Moon. And I cannot tell you the way my soul sees itself in this little Canadian girl who is so deeply connected with her world and other people. When moments of really intense wonder or awe come to her, she calls it the flash. And she says, the flash came. As quick, and it's like a friend that greets her and then flows through her body and then leaves, and then usually it means she's able to write these really beautiful descriptions of her world, and translate things into poetry and just immediately integrate them when the flash comes. And reading the first book was really magical. She's 11 in that book, and in this book, Emily climbs. She's 14 going on young adulthood. The timeline's a little bit different. And yeah, that's just been a really magical part of my days. I think I'm trying to integrate some of the feelings I'm having while reading of just can you clue into the flash? Can you actually just lean into the idea or the feeling when it comes? And that's really hard because when the flash comes when I'm bored or distracted, or I don't actually believe boredom exists. For me, it's more when I can reach a level of stillness, at which point I am open to the possibility of something new. That's kind of what boredom is for me, is just
boredom's a runway.
Ooh, yeah. Say more.
So I think about creative energy sometimes, and some people can just like drop into it,
Yeah.
right? And I need a long runway. I need a runway for a
Yes.
lot of things, but creativity is one of them where it's like, I can't just have a structured 1 hour of my day to then say, this is the time I've allotted for creativity.
Agreed.
Where it's like, I need the runway of stillness, of quiet, of mind puttering, of openness, of monkey brain to then have something come to me.
To have the possibility of moving toward what is compelling.
Yeah.
I do say this a lot for neurodivergent people, especially, is that for our bodies to have permission to move towards something, we require transition. And typically transition is not just moving from one thing to the next, but like actively sitting in the in-between. Okay. This is like, I feel like during COVID, we heard a lot of neurodivergent people really struggling working from home, especially without like the drive in between like going to work and coming home.
Yeah.
Just because it's kind of this like moment of lessness.
Yes.
That feels permission giving to like actually mentally transition or anything else. And I like that you said it's actually a runway for creativity, because I think like stillness in that sense, especially in a body that feels really urgent, like I need to be doing this, this, and this, but like I am totally frozen and can't actually start. Like to go against every bodily urge and just like lie down on the floor until like I'm not allowed to do anything else but lie on the floor. Like boredom, nothingness like really helps me move into what is actually compelling. So, but that's been tough because I'm like putting in 10-hour days of effort. That's rare for me. Or just like to make this less self-critical, like I don't have access to that capacity a lot of the time. So it's actually a pretty cool feeling. And unfortunately, what that means is like I have a very busy brain most of my day, and then I lie down at night and stress comes sometimes, but other times in true stillness, like real ideas come and like different connections come, and I'm getting like these flashes. And then like I'm greeted with a world that feels really limiting. So yeah, I guess it's hard to identify what's been really therapeutic for me lately. But I feel like bringing Emily of New Moon with me into my days and like welcoming the flash, like welcoming the fact that it is so fleeting and oftentimes like will not hold traction, like that's okay. The feeling of wonder, awe, and vision like is still gift to my system. And then I have been really leaning into external support lately, that like I am meeting with other clinicians that like I'm going to help you do your thing and please help me do my thing. And that's been so beautiful and village like incredible. And then with the podcast, we have helpers now, and that's huge. That is huge.
You've been really carrying this boat afloat, because I can't even think of the right metaphor.
Boat to float.
You've been somehow holding the boat afloat.
You've been floating this
water. You're an ocean.
I think I'm just in the boat that exists, and I'm just have cupped hands.
I'm like the most annoying person on a rafting trip. And I'm like, just tell me when you want me to paddle. Is it now? Okay, just a second. They're like, actually, you need to bail water. And I'll be like, I have a paddle. Should I start paddling? It's just, I just show up when you tell me to show up.
And you have done that. I want to talk.
I think because we're talking about boredom as the runway,
Yeah.
I think we need to talk about what's working for you not having a smartphone anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. So, for sure. This is not a sponsored episode, but if you're listening, it could be. This could be the sponsored episode for the CAT S22 Flip Phone.
And if you're thinking, CAT, have I seen that on the sides of bulldozers?
You sure have, Amanda. It is a construction equipment company.
Okay.
CAT.
Mm-hmm.
CAT Construction Company created this beautiful brick-like, huge, very durable flip phone.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, you've probably seen, if you're like me and like Amanda and have constant struggles with the way the modern world ropes us in and takes advantage of us because we do not have this innate control over our attention. So companies control it for us. It's
boo.
Yeah. Then you've probably seen in your algorithm advertisements for how to make your phone more minimal with these apps, or these actual like minimal devices like the Light 2 phone or the minimalist phone. And the thing is that these phones are like $400+ and don't actually do the things that I need a phone to do without social media. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I am an avid podcast listener, and
Mm-hmm.
I almost never don't have music playing. I want Spotify. I get lost. I want Google Maps.
Mm-hmm.
I am the aunt of many nibblings, and I need pictures of
Mm-hmm.
them constantly. I need to receive group messages because I am part of living communities that talk to one another.
Mm-hmm.
This was where
Mm-hmm.
the CAT S22 Flip comes in. It is a fully blown smartphone that is larger than my head, unfolded.
When it's open.
When it's open.
To normal.
Yes. Sarah makes fun of me that I have to like move the phone up and down in order to like hear it talking to it at the same time. It also
looks like a razor made for Hagrid. Do you know that? You remember the Motorola razors?
This is accurate description.
But it would be an appropriate size for a half giant.
Yeah, this is how Gwarp called his brother. It is a full smartphone, so it has like Spotify, Maps, messaging, everything on it. Actually, before I found the right button, the top part is a touch screen, and a tiny keyboard would show up on the top screen.
Yeah.
And I had to try to type up here. I found the right button, and now I'm doing like classic T9 texting.
Yeah.
But
we got to say that there's an entire generation who doesn't even understand those words.
T9. Okay. This was predictive texting pre-full keyboards on phones.
Yeah, you had to push a button 3 times to get to the C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in T9, you could just press the numbers, right, and it would offer you options.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm back to T9 texting. And here's the thing, y'all. The benefit of this phone is that it is heinous to use, ridiculous to look at, and generally very unrewarding.
Yes.
I could have Instagram on this, but it's just not rewarding. It takes too long. This phone works really hard to be a phone. Internet doesn't work very well.
Right. It's a phone that's trying to be a bulldozer.
And failing. Yeah. Although I have actively...
Or a bulldozer trying to be a phone.
That's it. I like
the first one.
I feel like this is like Kat's youngest son who really just wants to learn how to dance.
Oh, wow. That's gorgeous. Beautiful
Yeah.
metaphor.
Yeah, and is generally rejected by the rest of the family.
Okay, so what do we know about habits? This is what's coming to my mind. In order to make a change, you have to, one, make it harder to do the thing you want to do and far easier to do the thing
You don't want to do.
Don't want to do.
Or that does not come easily to you.
Right. So the habit that you're trying to create, like what do you want to do instead? Anything besides being on your phone in the evenings.
Yeah, technological freedom or just like freedom of my own time.
Right. So that's the habit that you're trying to create.
Yeah.
Is freedom without technology.
Yes.
So you have to make that incredibly enticing. So it helps if you have a very specific thing. Like,
yeah,
if you're like, I'm trying to read Emily of New Moon, right?
Yeah, she's calling to me.
Right. Like, I want to read it.
Yeah.
So you have to make that as easy and accessible as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning the book is on your bed,
ready
on your pillow. For your reading purposes, you see it, it's in a spot every day, and it just increases your likelihood that you'll reach for it.
Yes.
And you have to then increase the barriers to the thing that's far more rewarding, or the habit that's already instilled in you.
I'm going to do not so much rewarding, but the easiest,
the most
thing.
Ingrained.
Most ingrained,
and these phones have hijacked our attentions.
Yes.
To the point where it's wild. I'll often delete social media off my phone and then I'll put like the Chipotle app in its place.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just find randomly throughout my day without any conscious thought, I'm looking at my phone and I'm like, why am I not ordering tacos? Why am I here?
Yes.
And I was like, oh, this is happening without my consent. Without my any conscious thought, my thumbs are making decisions for me because that's how wrapped my attention has been in this thing. So one, for you, the barrier has to be harder.
Mm-hmm.
For some people, they can access something that is called moderation.
Not me.
That's not you. That's not me.
Maximizer, baby.
Yeah. So for people who can't do moderation, abstinence is the only way.
It's true.
And then you need this to be, so the phone itself is its barrier.
Yes. That's the thing. Every time I want to look at the phone, I go, and I throw it away.
Yeah.
So disappointing.
Yeah.
When you look at wellness culture, kind of as it exists within these influential spheres, I see so often content geared toward tapping into your motivation, getting the most out of your day in terms of productivity, and that there are products and systems and modalities and coaches that get you to draw this natural ability to do things out. And I think something I heard that was just the most healing thing is that internal motivation is bullshit, especially by itself. That actually our bodies are made to tap into our environment, our relationships, and our community systems in order to motivate us as individuals. And that we live in this really colonized culture that is inside out. That is all the individual's innate worth is what it can do to serve its time and effective, productive energy.
Yeah.
And I think that's just what I'm tapping into here, is that my body, my mind was actually never meant to pull itself up on its own and out and into something meaningful.
Yeah.
Our bodies are both the most wise creatures that have this memory and innate wisdom to them. And we're also tiny little babies who often just like mimic what is around us.
Yeah.
All of these subconscious processes that are constantly telling us to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Like, those are things that just used to tap into other environmental signals that maybe were not so accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Other signals of dopamine or of safety or of connection.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just so readily available.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like a big dump of chemicals in your brain. Big dump of dopamine. Makes you feel like you already did something or that you don't care that you're not doing anything.
Yes. Yes. It's when you say you're like active resting, I feel like, and not getting out of bed and just lying down and being mad. That is what being on social media feels like to me, is I have the luxury of not thinking about really anything.
That's what I want. That's what I have to say. Okay, the part of me that wants to like be on my phone is escapism, but not even a fun way. It's not even a way that I'm enjoying.
No.
All it does is like, well, what it's not escaping and bringing me to somewhere better. Like if I read a fantasy novel where I'm invested in another world, where it's like the phone is all it does is remove my ability to notice the crushing weight of obligation. And that's all I want. I just don't want to feel the obligation looming. But it's looming when I'm on the phone, so then I do it loud, then I get closer, I get more fixated. And be like, I know I have to fold my laundry. And I'm like, just stop. The second you put this down, you'll start having to feel task panic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just don't want to. I want to rest. So I call that part my hey buddy, the part that wants distraction at any means, where it's just like, hey friend, hey buddy, we've done enough today. You've worked so hard.
You deserve the phone.
Yeah, those kids. So cute, but like loud, right? How about just lie down? It's okay. And it's just like a disembodied weighted blanket that comes over me that says, you have suffered enough. Here is the gift I bring to you. It's the phone. I go, I don't think I like the phone. It doesn't make me shh. It drowns. Quick, she's coming. And she's gonna be like, hey, have you thought about maybe like doing your paperwork, taking a shower, going for a walk, anything. About all the tasks. Maybe like clean up all the toys downstairs. You don't have to start the day tomorrow. Do the dishes. Do this. Maybe like talk to your partner today. And it's like, nah. I don't want to have to do anything.
Yeah.
It drowns out the have tos, but then it also erases all of the get tos or the coulds.
Yeah.
You know,
or the want tos.
Or the want tos. Because it's like, gosh, I'm not even doing what I want to do.
No. And actually, when it's a version of rest, that makes it more difficult to return to work. Like, that is destructive rest and not restorative rest. So I think I've found, like, with the flip phone, it can't just be like the flip phone, like I'm able to like do what I want. Like, I still have some like executive functioning struggles and like barriers to transition and engagement. Sure.
Yeah.
But it does remove my ability to just be rescued.
Yeah.
Rescued by the feeling. It's actually come with a lot of discomfort that I've had to introduce like other methods.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about how this isn't an easy choice and that it's actually quite uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah, I don't like feel better, especially like as a person with like a lot of obligation. And as someone who also, I kept my smartphone as my work phone. So I still have access to it sometimes, and it gets me. It still gets me, you know?
That's its only job.
It's just powerful.
Its only job is to get you.
I got.
Hey, are you on a free service? You're the product. Okay?
Yeah.
Its sole job is to get you. Did you pay for this? No? It's you.
It's you. Wow. So I've had to introduce other tools, such as boredom. I also now give myself permission to move toward the thing that I'm supposed to do, air quotes.
Mm-hmm.
Or what did I just say? I give myself permission to move in a direction not toward what I'm supposed to do.
Away from. Turn against what you're supposed to do. Because that's what the phone can do. Is to say, I really should do the dishes. And then the phone says, we can't hear you.
Yes. Yes. And that urge is probably just my body calling for transition, calling for attention, calling for boredom for a moment.
Right.
So what I can do is I'm not going to actually move in the direction of doing my paperwork at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to let myself do something else.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there's some boundaries here of like, okay, what am I picking up now? If I'm engaging in like this very fun activity, like that can probably look like escapism as well. Like, I'm not going to go watch TV or...
I don't know, but maybe you could. Also, the research also backs up. It's like, there's nothing like the phone that is as bad for you. So
That's
if
true.
you're like, we are storytellers and story listeners, and it's how we learn and engage with the world. So if you want to go and watch TV, watch TV.
Yes.
You know, get into a show.
If you must have the TV on, get in there.
Enjoy
but the phone
it. Is like, this isn't teaching me anything. I'm not gaining anything, but it also feels like the most important thing. It's like what I want to do all the time, even though it's not what I want to do. Yeah, I've been without it for like a couple days, not on the phone at all. And it's better, but I'm like...
There's discomfort.
Yeah.
There's real discomfort.
Yeah. I think it's like, it's going to save you in these little pockets of the day when I'm like, have 5 minutes and I just want to not think about things. It's just, we're allowed to be uncomfortable. But I'm also more uncomfortable on the phone.
Yeah.
That's the greatest lie, is like, I'm not having a good time.
Mm-mm.
If I was having an excellent time, I probably wouldn't care so much. I love TV. I've always loved TV. TV's a great pal of mine. But I don't even watch TV anymore because I'd rather be on the phone.
Yes.
And the phone, you finish the phone and you're like, I don't like it. I feel hollow and gross and awful. And other people might be like, that's not my experience on the phone, but that's my experience. And it's not good for me.
Yeah.
Versus I'll go watch TV for 6 hours straight.
And I've actually felt really, especially watching TV, we're a TV family. And like watching a good show with you or Aaron, like that just feels really special. Like that feels like a special thing. But I find myself like, when I start reaching for the phone while watching TV, I'm like, this isn't the level of escapism. On a
second device to be like, I can still sort of hear the dishes.
Yeah.
I will get on a second device. I need like maximum attention.
Yeah.
Splitting.
Yeah.
But underneath it then is anxiety underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, I'm usually not that anxious. So it's like, hey, buddy, I actually don't need this I don't need this tool. We used to just watch TV.
We used to.
Yeah.
And the surest way to know that like, I'm going to go get the phone because my hey buddy is if I'm sick.
Oh, yeah.
Or if I ever feel nauseous, I'm like, I gotta get the phone.
I gotta get the phone.
This is one feeling I cannot I absolutely cannot feel.
I need to have the phone.
Yeah. So I think really the CAT phone has been a lesson. One, it's been hard because it's pointed out how much of a problem it is. Yeah. Like there is something to kind of cutting off something that's like pretty ingrained completely, that like now I can really feel it when I'm on the phone, and it's like a frenzy in my body.
Yeah.
Like, Edward, you're gonna kill her. You gotta stop. Energy.
Oh, we're going Twilight.
We're gonna go with the Twilight metaphor. Yeah.
of just like complete full body, not in control.
Right. She's going to take this away from me any minute, too.
Yes.
We're going to have to go back to that stupid construction phone.
Exactly. Like there's some real, my system is interpreting like real risk.
Yeah.
Involved in like every time I look at the phone now, it's like high stakes of like, well, I need to look at it until it literally dies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that is why we're not abstainers.
Yeah.
Or no, that's why we're not moderators. We have to be abstainers.
Exactly.
Because when it dies, I'm like, thank God.
Thank God I'm free.
I'm free. Bag of chips is empty. When the sunflower, my mouth is bleeding from eating too many sunflower seeds. And it's like, don't do it. Don't eat one more. And then it's like the bag's finally empty. And you're like,
thank God. Thank heavens.
Thank heaven. I'm free.
There's few things that it's with, but it is with social media, the Trident gum, the tropical flavor.
Oh my gosh. Our babysitter came to the house and she left like 4 sticks of gum randomly and it was like the extra bright green, winter green, whatever. Like the gum of my childhood.
You eat every single one of them without spitting them out.
I was just like, I was like, that's so good. And then like it lost its flavor a little bit. I'm like, no. It's like, what is happening?
Yes.
Gum? Yeah.
When I got my hand on one of those as a kid, I would eat the entire pack without spitting out. Like the second it lost some flavor. And then like I'd have a wad. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Same with orange Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
Frenzy. Gone. Ate the whole thing immediately. Typically in a shameful way where I retreat into isolation in the dark, finish the Tic Tac box, and then crawl shamefully back into existence.
Yeah.
And then the last thing, Q-tips.
Yeah.
Where I have, if I come to your house, I am going through your bathroom looking for a Q-tip. Every time. And I'm like, what if this was a medication addiction?
And you would steal other people's medication?
It's one of the first things I do if I go to the bathroom in a stranger's house. Or not a stranger, a friend's
you just
house.
Get the one and you know you can't do it again.
Yes. Also, there was a time where we had Q-tips in one place in the general vicinity of our house, and there was like one tiny pack in the truck. And
you had an itch and you had to go get it?
I've gone up who I am to go to the truck and shamefully get a Q-tip. Just
to clean out your ears. Because it's so satisfying.
It's so satisfying. Yeah. I mean, so long story short, this has been really helpful, and I have been recommending it. And it is also highlighting, like, which is kind of the annoying part of the therapeutic process too, is like I'm learning about my ability to tolerate my discomfort and tolerate my distress. And like old shit is coming out as I work with this stupid phone.
Yeah, you know what other things need a runway?
Yeah.
Yeah, your shit, your baggage.
Your pain. Yeah.
Your pain.
They need an entry point.
Yeah.
In order to be welcome to enter your body. And like I've been doing that and it feels bad a lot of the time. Like it's a painful experience.
Yeah, but what is Resna? Medicum says clean pain with discomfort.
Yeah.
It's not a feeling bad that's like when I'm trapped on my phone and am like being enslaved by this thing and unable to break it. It's like I don't feel good. No. And I'm not moving towards the person that I want to be and feel like I am. Right? There's a clean pain that comes from doing something that's hard. Yeah.
Yes. And that has often been the case with this. And there's shame that comes with like that moving in this direction with technology has both felt really connected and like really highlights my flaws too, like with technology, like like this is actually, I think I had convinced myself that I was like just like battling it like everyone else in their day-to-day life. And it's like, oh, wow, no, like this feels like it has a root in me that's like deeper than just pretty screen.
Well, they're interviewing all these Gen Zs and younger, and like you ask them about how they feel about this technology, and they say, I wish it was never invented, because they feel like they can't stop. There's not permission by culture to stop. It's so ingrained. And then it also feels like it's ruining their lives.
Yeah.
And it is like the mental health crisis connected to social media is like very, very clear.
It's super real. Super real.
So it's hard to create the culture you want to see, and you're doing it with, that phone's ugly. It's embarrassing.
I know. I'm glad it's funny though. Like it's a real bit.
If it wasn't funny for you, it would be really hard.
I think so. It is really funny. I had tried it once before and I was like, this is too ridiculous. Or I had another flip phone. One, it like wasn't working very well for what I needed. And it was like, probably even still smaller than this, but I was like, I can't do it. It's so embarrassing. And now I'm like in public.
Yeah.
The way I hang up now, God.
Yeah.
So dramatic.
There's an entire generation of people who've never been able to hang up on someone with get
gusto?
with that click and just that, you'd like slam a phone down, but because they just go boop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
But now you've brought that back.
No, I'll even be like, yeah. Yeah. Love you so much. Okay.
Yeah.
So hard. Snap it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like $65. And I just moved my SIM card from my smartphone. And I have Google Fi, like the most weird niche provider. And it just works. So check it out. It's worth it.
At the very least, look at what social media is doing for you and what it's harming in you, if you're still on that bracket.
And just like start honoring the way boredom is a tool for creativity and connection, and actually very necessary for us to feel. Even when boredom welcomes the discomfort of obligation or grief or rage.
Yeah, because it makes you address something underneath too.
Yeah.
Right? Why am I so afraid of obligation? Oh, I don't want people to be disappointed in me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, maybe people are sometimes allowed to be disappointed in me. Can I tolerate that? Can I tolerate their disappointment? Can I tolerate the disappointment in myself? Not can I tolerate my disappointment in myself? Or can I tolerate doing the dishes before I go to bed? Is it as challenging as this hey buddy thinks it is?
Yeah.
Sometimes yes. Sometimes then go to bed. Then actually go to bed. If you're so tired, go the fuck to sleep.
I think that's the big thing.
I'm so tired. I need to go to sleep, and then I'll do 2 hours on my phone.
I know.
And then be woken up 5 times, and then get up at 5 in the morning, and then be like, I'm so tired. I need to I need the phone. It's embarrassing. Grow up.
All right. All right. The hey buddy is usually a part of us that needs permission to exist. Like a permission to rest, permission to not move toward what you're supposed to do. But yeah,
if you're not going to do the dishes because it feels too overwhelming, then go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Read.
Do anything else.
Go outside. You're not going to do your documentation? Are you going to do it after 2 hours of sitting at your computer?
Never.
No. Go for a walk. Maybe you'll have another chance.
Yeah. Do you know how you can tell that this might be off top, but this exists in partnerships too? If you ever got in trouble for resting when you were a kid, the panic you feel, like I'm on my phone, like every other adult is in the world. I live with a person who's also on his phone all the time. Like I have been on my phone when I said, I'm so tired, I'm going to go to bed. And then and I hear him coming up the stairs and I go, and then I pretend to be asleep and turn the light off because I don't want him to think that I'm a person who's on my phone. When he just comes in on his phone, stays on his phone, gets into bed on his phone, then is still on his phone for like 2 more. It's like, I'm not in trouble.
But
how dare someone see me resting?
How embarrassing.
I should get up and pretend I've been folding these clothes on the bed.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But it's that feeling of hearing the garage door open when you've been told that you need to do something. Yeah, and you like run around and be like, your dad's like, I'm doing it. Were you guys watching TV? No, we weren't.
Goes up, checks if it's warm.
Yeah. Oh, so like, what's all these sunflower seeds doing here if you were watching TV?
Also, I'll be working on something totally legitimate on my computer. Sarah will walk in. I'll just open a new tab, and I'm just like, I'm nothing to hide.
You're not doing anything wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
We're allowed to rest, so get in there and rest.
Get in there, enjoy it, dig through the rest, lean into the rest. Yeah.
Our phones are killing us. So.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all.
All right, stay close to yourself, close to your body, close to CAT Construction Company. I do not know their political stance on anything, but I could guess. So let's take this episode with a grain of salt. And yeah, do what works for you.
That's hilarious. I didn't even think of that.
This is the only time I've interacted with a product of theirs. All right. Thanks for listening. Stay close.
Thanks so much for listening to That's My Therapy. As a general disclaimer, the topics discussed in this podcast are just one unique perspective, not prescriptive mental health advice. May you find healing where it finds you. If you are feeling suicidal or in need of immediate help, you can reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline by dialing 988.